Hello and welcome. I'm George Crump, lead analyst with Storage Switzerland. Today we are going to undertake a pretty big project with our Nasuni filer. We're going to migrate a volume. As everybody probably knows by now, Iron Mountain is out of the cloud storage business. And as we wrote about in a recent article, one of the advantages of the Nasuni product is to be able to migrate data, and we think that's now becoming a key aspect of any of these products now, to be able to move between clouds. In the case of an Iron Mountain, where we have to move because they're getting out of the business, or in case of maybe a better price point or something like that. Just a quick update on our use of it. As you can see, that files volume has continued to grow. It's become a little static here lately as we began switching over, and we've been using an NFS volume here recently that has really been picking up in use, and that one we're Mac users here, and the NFS mount tends to work a little bit better for us. But we still have our Windows volumes. You can see that's been very static, and then the other volume has been relatively static too. So most of the growth has really been in the NFS volume. You can see that there's snapshots taking place, still working. We've been loading every so often. We'll have some big loads when we do a screen capture like this as an example. So everything's going pretty good. We've got 66 gigabytes of data in the cloud. We've got 70, but we're saving 78 gigs of space. You can look at our breakdown by volume. You can see there's a big chunk on that file's volume, so we've got some work to do here. The good news is that most of our critical data now has been moved over to our NFS mount, so I'm not as concerned as I once was. However, it does give us a good opportunity to see the Nasuni product, the migration capabilities in action. You'll also notice that I don't have Nasuni mounted locally. I'm going to use the migration capabilities right in the box. If I were to mount those volumes, though, on a Mac platform, this is how I would mount the SMB volume, or the Windows volume, and then to mount the NFS volume, I just use this command right here, just an NFS mount, and connect to the same way. You can see that there's all of our production data. We group it by day. So it works really, really well, very reliable. And so the big thing now is to go ahead and migrate to a new volume and bring that locally. So we'll go ahead and disconnect this volume, and we'll start looking at our volume migration capabilities. So if I look at our individual volumes, you can see I've got a volume named Files. That was our starting volume, and the provider is Iron Mountain, which you can see right there. So obviously that's the one we need to migrate. Our more active volume here recently has been our NFS volume. You can see a browse of that as well. And we're using Nirvanix for that. So we're going to go ahead and move our files volume off of the Iron Mountain cloud and onto another one. So the way you do that is you go over to Shares and Data Migration. And you can see a while back I did a test migration. And so what we'll do is add a migration. And we need to configure our migration sources first. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that should give us everything we need to go. And with that done, we can go to data migration, add a migration, and we'll just call it our move to a new provider. And we're going to move everything from slash down. And now we give the destination volume. Obviously, we can go to another CIFS related directory. And what we're going to do is, why don't we go ahead and create a new volume so we can, we'll come back to this in just a second. And we'll go ahead and call this files 2. We'll do this from Nirvanix as well. And we're ready to go there. You can see we selected it as a CIFS client. Takes a few seconds to let the ad go through. And there we go. And so now if we look up here, you can see we have a volume called files 2. So now we go to data migration again, add a migration, CIFS migration, and we'll call this and again we'll take it from the top, select the destination folder, or oops, wait. Select the destination volume, which is files 2, and the destination folder, which again will be slash or root, and then we can just start it automatically. We'll go ahead and hit save, and we hit create migration. And you can see now that it is running. So it'll go through and calculate the time and all of that, those functions that need to occur, and it's done a file count for us, and we're ready to get moving. And you can see the file count continues to increase as we go along here. The scan time, we're going to be scanning the tree here for a while. This job's going to run for quite a while. There's quite a bit of data to move. So we're going to let that go. We'll provide updates as we go along. But you can see, really easy to set up a migration, really easy to move from one totally different provider to another. So from that standpoint, it works great. Now it's just the time to let that copy job go, and we'll be giving you more updates as that progresses.